Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Golf. The Golf Edition, and this represents the 2017 to present version, comprises two different models, one with orange accents, dedicated to Rory Mcilroy, and the other with green accents, dedicated to Sergio Garcia. So this is the Rory right here, 41 millimeters in stainless steel, and the Aqua Terra has always been the surf-turf Seamaster, equally at home above the waves and on shore as it is beneath them. The timepiece, of course, a stainless steel watch in 41 and not terribly thick, 13.2, and it wears slimmer than that due to the absence of a rotating bezel. So the timepiece lug-to-lug, thanks to pivoted end links, wears true to the actual case size across the wrist of 47.5 millimeters. You can see the pivoted end link of the bracelet allows it to pull straight down around a small wrist, and the spacing between the lugs a versatile 20 millimeters. Now there are several different versions of this watch. You can get it on a number of straps, anything from a leather to rubber to a NATO, and I happen to find this particular bracelet to be the most appealing option simply because it offers the longest wearing durability and the best value. There's no $200 strap replacement cost every 3 or 4 years. Now you can see it's a handsome piece with broad links rather than long links. They are staggered. They are also asymmetrical in size and finish, polished down the center, polished on their outer facing, and satin on the shoulders with individual removable links fixed by screws. There's a half link on either side of the clasp, so you can size precisely, and the clasp itself is a double fold model, and you'll appreciate the presence of twin triggers. This is not a friction fit, and there's no cheap clamshell. Trigger is always the optimal design for a sports clasp. You'll also appreciate the fact that the attention to detail is rich, though the case is a familiar one to fans of Omega sports watches, and you can see the polished bevel that flares out at the end of the lugs. The timepiece has changed a little bit for 2017 with a less pronounced sheer guard for the crown. It's a little bit more exposed. It also has a little bit of a conical profile. It's broader at its outer edge, and so it's easier to grip. You'll also appreciate that Omega has a relieved and polished logo with a blasted base to the crown hood. I think that's incredibly attractive and thoughtful. Now the dial, let's get back right up to it and get into focus. The dial features a revived and reimagined teak deck concept. It no longer runs from top to bottom as on the original models. Now it cuts across the dial from 9 to 3. You'll also note that the indices, though they are darkened and oxidized, they're not blackened. They're a very dark gray, which I find particularly fetching on this matte silver base. Orange accents, of course, quarter Arabics, 15, 30, 45, 60, and there is a slight step downward from the center dial to the minutes and seconds track outboard. For 2017, the date was relocated to 6 o'clock, so it's a bilaterally symmetrical dial with a handsome faceted step down from the dial plane to the date. Broad arrow style minutes hand, and you can see extended and fully loomed orange seconds hand, so you have all three hands loomed on this watch. Now the timepiece does feature, if I can manage to grip this crown, the timepiece does feature a number of subsidiary setting modes. First, there is the time zone functionality, which gives you the ability to jump forward or backwards across the international date line, driving the hour by hour, without actually modifying the setting of the seconds hand or the minute hand, or even stopping them in progress. So you can travel east or west at your behest. All can change. Pull the crown, stop the seconds. Now you're in hacking seconds mode. Everything can be synchronized. Also appreciate the high quality of the dial, as all the indices and Omega logo are applique rather than printed. Turn it all over. You have Omega caliber 8900 coaxial twin mainspring barrel for an even torque release from maximum wind to minimum wind. That also provides a 60-hour power reserve. Full balance bridge with a free sprung index for shock resistance. SI14 silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. The hacking second and the time zone function. It's also a Maytaz master chronometer, so a fully cased up 6-position test. It's not a bare 5-position movement only test like the Swiss COSC. This meets those standards, but it goes beyond. 6-position fully cased up chronometry test, winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and anti-magnetism. The movement is a coaxial escapement, so that tangential contact tri-level coaxial invented by George Daniels, doing business here for Omega. 1999, the first year of the coaxial. It's about to celebrate its 20th anniversary, and it is now time-tested and tough, as well as precise and exotic. You have an arabesque Côte de Genève spiral pattern across the winding mass, as well as the bridges, and blackened rather than blued or polished screw heads. You can even note that the shock protection is proprietary. Swatch Group and Omega doing everything within the confines of the company, a highly integrated manufacturer. Now, this is a timepiece that can be worn effectively anywhere and under any conditions. So while it is the golf edition, that is in no way pigeonholing the utility of this timepiece. It would be futile to say there's any condition in which you wouldn't want this 150-meter water-resistant, fully loomed automatic full bracelet sports watch on the wrist. The possibilities are endless. Test your imagination and put it on your wrist on thewatchbox.com. Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Golf Edition.